G'day, Stu from UAVfutures here, and today, well, we're going to be doing something a little bit different, having some fun. These are 10 FPV trivia questions that are going to put your FPV knowledge to the test. Whether you're an OG pilot that's been in the hobby for years, whether you're a newcomer, I guarantee that there's going to be some questions in here that are going to really stretch your mind and the limits of your FPV knowledge. We're going to go through them. We've got 10 to get through, and as a little bit of a bonus, I want you to give me a thumbs down on this video if you knew all 10 of these answers, or a thumbs up if you learned something today. So sorry to steal that from JB, but if you learned something, or there's a question here that you did not know the answer to, let's hit the thumbs up button. We'll find out just how tricky our questions are. Now, we're just about to kick it off. I'm going to say there is also a little link down below to our live streams and where we do trivia questions 3 times a week because we have all our live streams up. And also, if you want to get your trivia question on the show, there is a trivia form. We're doing some giveaways and stuff like that, but put your questions in that trivia form, and then we can read some of these out a little bit as well and share your obscure FPV knowledge with the world. But let's kick it off with number 1. Who were the original? I've got them written down. Who were the original members of Rotor Riot? Was it A, Mr. Steel, Oh My God, Final Glide, and Sharpoo? Was it B, Zoe FPV, Ladrib, Vanover, Cricket FPV, Vortex, and Joshua Bardwell? Or was it C, Ladrib, Stinger Swarm, Bot Grinder, Little Stella Fox, and Mr. Steel? And the correct answer was, drum roll, if I had it, maybe I can do a little drum roll symbol, see? There goes that. The answer is A. So Mr. Steel, Oh My God, Final Glide, Oz, and Sharpoo, they were the original members of Rotor Riot, been around for a long time, and it's kind of a bit of a shame to see that none of those pilots are in there anymore, but they are all doing their own stuff on YouTube. So I'm going to link some of their channels down below as well. Very, very cool dudes who kind of started the OG Rotor Riot days. Very, very big fans of all those people. All right. Here's one. Speaking of you old school pilots, you might know this. Trivia question number 2. What flight controller firmware did Betaflight fork from? So was it A, Open Pilot? This is talking about the firmware on the actual flight controller. Was it A, Open Pilot, B, Clean Flight, or C, Base Flight? So we all use Betaflight nowadays, but where did it come from? What was the one just before Betaflight came out? Betaflight before everything was Betaflight. Most of us were flying around on Clean Flight. And if you had have said a base flight, that is what came, I think, before Clean Flight. We're going back to like 2015 here, but it went base flight, then that forked into Clean Flight, and Clean Flight forked into Betaflight. And thank goodness that happened, because Betaflight was a godsend compared to how drones used to fly back in the day. They were disgusting. We thought they were amazing, but yeah, back in the day, if you compare the flight performance of a flight controller and what the firmware was like, it was just terrible compared to when the first Betaflight dropped. It was like an absolute game changer. So thank you very much to all the Betaflight devs. You pilots out there now who are flying around on Betaflight don't know how good and juicy it actually is. Radio. This one could be a general knowledge question because it's not specifically drone related, although we talk about it every single drone build that we do. Number 3, what does ESC stand for? So those little parts we put in every single drone, every brushless drone that we fly around, they've all got ESCs on them. You'll hear us say ESCs quite a lot. Do you know the answer? ESC, what does it stand for? Is it A, electronic signal carrier? Is it B, electronic signal compression? Or does it stand for C, electronic speed controller? That is an ESC. What does it stand for? A, electronic signal carrier, B, electronic signal compression, or C, electronic speed controller? I'd love to know. Do you know the answer? Let's see. Have you got 3 from 3 so far? Drum roll. Thank you very much, sound effect. The answer is C, electronic speed controller. A very easy one. I think that might have been one of the easier ones on this list. So if you're new to this, anytime we talk about the ESCs, you will very rarely hear them referred to as the electronic speed controllers, because that's just too much of a mouthful. But there it is. That's the answer to number 3. Moving on. Number 4, going back to the OG days, and you people also don't understand how much of a game changer this original frame was. So the ZN R250 was a clone of which popular frame? This is the first real frame that came onto the market, the original one we're talking about that came onto the market, and it changed the way that we were doing stuff. It was like a shrunk down. We used to fly around these big, huge 500 size quadcopters, multi-rotors, mini-copters we used to call them instead of drones. This was the first real company that came out and said, hey, we've got an awesome little 250 size carbon kit. Here it is. And the ZN R250 was a clone of that, so it was later cloned. But what was the original popular frame? Is it A, Blackout 250? Is it B, the QAV 250 from Lumineer? Or was it C, the Chameleon TI? Which one of those was the ZMR 250 a clone of? What popular frame was it? The answer, thank you very much, sound effects, was the Blackout, an Australian company over here. Well done, Aussies. The Blackout, an absolute stellar little quad. I think I've got a Blackout Hex somewhere on the wall. They were very expensive. They were about $100 back in the day, and a motor was about $50 US as well. So if you built yourself a Blackout quad, you were definitely cashed up. A little bit later, the ZMR 250 copied it, and then that was kind of the start of all frames that, now all days frames are this same sort of basic shape, but back in the day, we'd never seen anything. I'll see if I can put a picture on the screen as well. Never seen anything like the Blackout. It was just an awesome little frame for its time, and yeah, it's there's still people flying them around today, although I don't know if they're still making frames, or if they're still in production. Okay, moving on. Number 5, the storage voltage. This one should be irrelevant to everybody out there. The storage voltage of a 4S battery is A, 15.2 volts, B, 12 volts, or C, 16.8 volts. What is the storage voltage of a 4S battery? We're not talking about the high voltage variants or anything like that. The storage voltage of a 4S battery. You've gone out flying, you come back home and you think, you know what, the recommended stats on the back of the battery when it says put it into storage voltage after use, what is it going to be? Do you know off the top of your head? The correct answer, it's not going to be 12 volts, so it's not B, because that would be a flat battery, an absolute flat battery at 3 volts per cell. 16.8 volts, that is a fully charged 4S pack. The correct answer was A, 15.2 volts. So if you bring your batteries home from the flying session, you check them on the battery checker and it says 15.2 volts, bang, you are spot on. Those batteries are safe to put into storage for a long time, and there shouldn't be any degradation to your lipos or anything like that. So very, very nice stuff. Moving on. Bit of a drone celebrity we're going to be talking about here. This one, it is number 6, NURK FPV. Used to be known by which other alias? So some of you guys out there might have seen NURK FPV. He has some amazing drone videos, especially that one where he's chasing a train, NURK's Flight of the Year. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Did a lot for the hobby. A lot of people saw it and went, man, this is amazing, and it truly is breathtaking. And NURK, very popular with some of the racing leagues. He's been on TV. I think it's DRL, amazing pilot. You might see him with the green NURK goggles on, but back in the day, around 2015, he started his channel, and it took many years till he changed his name. So what did his original alias used to be? Was it A, Drone Camps RC? Was it B, Multi-Rotor Madness? Or was it C, Boba Fett FPV? Do you know what NURK FPV used to be called? A, B, or C? Drone Camps RC, Multi-Rotor Madness, or Boba Fett FPV? The correct answer, thank you very much, was... Did you get it right? It was a Boba Fett FPV. Very, very cool stuff. I was a little bit sad to see when he changed his name, but I can totally understand from a marketing perspective, and when he was going into DRL, having a name like Boba Fett, and it's just probably so much easier to use NURK based on his last name as a bit of a cooler nickname, more catchy, I guess, for some of those characters you need to see on TV as well. So when he's flying around in DRL, can totally understand why he changed his name to NURK FPV, and it's a bit of a baller name as well. Sounds a little bit more aggressive, taking those first places. An amazing pilot, a lot of respect for that gentleman as well. A very, very kind individual who has done an awful lot for our hobby. Okay, moving on. This one's for you frame enthusiasts out there. Number 7. Which company offers a lifetime warranty on their frames? So which company offers a lifetime warranty on their frames? Is it A, Eachine? Is it B, Catalyst Machine Works? Or is it C, Armaton? Which company out there, you break it, you can send it back. They've got like a $5 replacement program. or something like that, I think, for shipping. I'm not 100% sure on the exact details. But which company out there offers a lifetime replacement on their frames? A very, very rare thing. You think, man, we put our quads through an absolute beating. Don't worry, you break one of this company's frames, they've got an absolute stellar lifetime warranty replacement program. The answer, it is, of course, this one was probably fairly common knowledge. Armaton, one of the best frame designers in the biz. Armaton offers lifetime warranties. It's definitely not going to be eSheen. They make some very, very cheap frames. And Catalyst Machine Works, they make stellar frames as well, but they don't have that lifetime warranty. So Armaton, well done to you guys. You've been in the hobby for a long time as well. I think from like 2012. I think you might have been making frame designs. It goes way back, the boys at Armaton, what they used to do. Big shout out to Chris. But Armaton, did you guys get that one? Number 7, lifetime warranty. That definitely goes down to Armaton. Moving on, we've got 3 more questions to go through, and we are up to number 8. How are you guys going so far? Have you got them all together? Number 8, this one is, this is a temperamental one. I'm a bit scared to read this out. It is, who is considered the best FPV freestyle pilot? So in the community, who is considered to be the best FPV freestyle pilot? And this is a very, very decisive one. Is it A, Johnny FPV? Whoo, man, that boy is silky smooth on the sticks. He is like an absolute god. Is it a Mr. Steel himself? Is it B, Mr. Steel, who does amazing, beautiful content? He has been using the same rig for the longest time, and he is absolutely locked on when he's flying around with his ethics gear. Very, very beautiful quads, and he just hasn't changed. He's been working on that one style for a long, long time. Or is it C, Ladrib, the digital boy? Is he considered the best FPV freestyle pilot? And now I'm not going to jump into this one too much. I'm going to leave that up to you. This is the one question that I am not going to answer in this trivia. I'd love to know your comments down below as well. Who do you think? I might even put a short link to a straw poll where maybe we could get some answers for that one. We could actually find from the community based on some pie graphs and that sort of stuff. Who do you think is the best freestyle pilot between those 3? A, Johnny FPV, B, Mr. Steel, or C, Ladrib? Which one of those bad boys? They are all amazing, but which one is considered the best? Moving on, we've got 2 questions left, but how are you guys going? Thumbs up if you've got one of these wrong and you've learned something. Thumbs down if you know every single one of these answers. Moving on, number 9, it is Autoscan. Autoscan should be used before flying when A, you are stupid and want to lose your quad. B, you like wasting money and you want to crash your quad because you can't see based on lost video feed. Or is the answer C, never, don't ever use Autoscan for flying? Please do not ever use Autoscan. That is option C. And I'm going to tell you, my friends, we don't need a drum roll. The answer is C, never use Autoscan for flying. If you're gonna, you need to manually set your channels. Don't even start me ranting, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of emails where people say, oh, the problem was autoscanning. Autoscan, I wish it would just disappear without using some profanity. We don't want to get demonetized. But the correct answer for that one, very, very easy. Number 9, should you use Autoscan? No, don't ever use Autoscan, please. And for the final question right here, number 10, which country is XJet located in? So the big man himself, Bruce Simpson, an absolute legend and grandfather of the hobby, been making so many RC videos for a long time. But what country is XJet located in? Where is he? Is he A, Australia? Is he B, America? Or is he C, New Zealand? Which country is XJet located in? And I've got to give a big shout out while you guys are putting in your answers as well. Big shout out to XJet. He got me flying. I remember watching his build videos and thinking, this is amazing. I was watching all his reviews. It didn't matter whether it was drones, planes. I remember watching some yacht reviews of his. But a big shout out to XJet. Where is he located? The correct answer there is C. So New Zealand. There we go. The Kiwi himself, XJet. Big shout out to Bruce Simpson. So hopefully you guys like that. I'm going to throw in a quick little bonus trivia question now. When do we do our UAVfutures live streams? Is it A, every day of the week, B, every Saturday, or is it C, 3 times a week? Well, the answer, this little card on the screen, we do it 3 times a week, depending on your time zones. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to put a little card. You can see that. Come check us out. Hang out. We do a whole bunch of things. We do bingo, giveaways. I think I'm calling my mum tomorrow. We ask her a whole bunch of questions. Come and join our live streams. They're an awesome time, and I'd love to know how many of these questions did you get right. Throw them in the comments down below. Let me know. And if you have some extra trivia questions as well, there's a trivia question. Enter that form. I'd love to know. It takes like 2 seconds. You guys have better knowledge than me. Think about the broad, amazing knowledge. We could do some more videos like this. We can read them out on the stream. Put your questions and answers in there below as well. It takes about 2 seconds, and then we can have some more FPV trivia. Anyway, other than that, just a bit of a different video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Subscribe for more FPV related content. I'm about to go turn this other camera on in the background here because we're in the live stream studio, but I'm about to go work on some other videos over there. And also, I will see you guys tomorrow by the time you're watching this for our live streams as well. You can definitely hit that little notification bell if you want to come in, have some fun. And we ask trivia questions every single live stream as well. So anyway, other than that, subscribe for more FPV related content. Did you get all 10 of those right as well? And who is the best FPV freestyle pilot? Whoo, that one. It's going to be a little bit spicy. Anyway, happy flying.